Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Knife Chats with Tobias. Hi everybody, Tobias here. This is a continuation on the ramble that I started before the camera was facing the other way and I was showing some leg knives. Now I'm going to be showing a couple fixed blades, but should also show you that, well, mail came and I got 1, 2, 3 more knives in the mail today. So, and I know it's in the boxes. Used to be, as soon as the box came, I'd rip it open. I had to see what the knife was and everything. I will eventually get to that point, but I'm so busy that now, and a lot of it has nothing to do with the channel. It has to do with just life in general. There's just too many things coming at me right now, and that's why I'm doing this ramble. I'm just, when I have the time, I'm doing it. I have an idea of what I want to talk about, and a lot of it has to do with I got a ton of knives in and no time to show them, and there's many of them that I really want to talk about, but I just don't have the time. So it's like I was actually watching Rasputin's Castles the other day, and he was showing the knives that he had collected in the last 6 months, and it kind of reminded me of the overwhelming number of knives that I have also recently picked up and everything, and just haven't really had time to talk about, because several of the knives he's shown in that video I never saw on his channel. And I don't think they were all shown. And I have a feeling that's the case with a lot of the people who are doing videos on YouTube. There's tons of knives that they own that they really want to show and they never can show because of time constraint. And also, it's like with the knives here in these packages, some of these are knives that I ordered, and I was ready to do a video on some other knife, and it's like, oh man, this knife. And it's like, oh, I can do that and do a video comparing both of those knives, and that'll make it an even better video. And that's the other thing that's been happening, is it's like, I've been so, especially when it comes to like Barlow's and a couple other knives, it's like, I've been getting so many of them in that I want to show them, but it's like, oh, I'll just wait for this next one and then I'll do the video. Anyone else out there who's been doing videos for a while have that come across them? And it's like, and before you know it, you're backed up all over the place. Even though you've been doing videos, it's like, I've got so many other knives I want to show. And I wanted to show how this has been progressing, but I don't even have time to do that. I mean, I've got new knives hanging behind me and everything. I've got the wall of the fixed blades kind of set up. I'll try and get that in with the rambles as well, but not in this one, in another one. But what I do want to talk about in this one, though, is some fixed blades, and one of them is this one. I think I've shown this one already, and I really want to do a video on it, but I can't at the moment. And this is an M4 bayonet. It's made by Camillus. It's clearly stamped there, Camillus. It has the pommel strike that was used during the Korean War. However, it's got a plastic handle on here that was added to these knives back in 1957 or so. So that was after the Korean War. And TWB stamp on the M8A1 tank stamp, or on the bayonet scabbard. So there's things about this knife that are a mystery to me, and I've been reading up on them and everything, and I just don't have a real answer to this. And I want to kind of compare this to the other Camillus M4 bayonet I have that was definitely made for the civilian market, because I don't know if this was made for the civilian market or if it was something that was actually made by the company that used this particular, that got this particular scabbard for them, because it's just very confusing. So it's one of those things, like, I still need more information before I feel confident talking about the knife on YouTube. especially if I'm going to make a decision on it. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things about this. It's like with many of the knives that I have, it's like it's one thing to be first to show it. It's another thing to be right when you're showing it. And I'd much rather be right when I'm talking about this knife than talking about it inaccurately and spreading bad information. So for this knife, this M4 bayonet that has all the hallmarks of being made by Camillus, possibly, or parts of this knife coming from the Camillus factory for the actual company that put it together, which is a very strong possibility, but there's still some things on here that don't quite add up. So I got to find out some information first before I can really talk about it with any kind of reasonable certainty of what I have, or if this was just a parts knife. I'd rather be right than or you know what I mean. Anyway, that's where this is. I got some other fixed blades in that I also want to show. There's that one. Where's the, okay. One of them's missing over here. This is one I found. If you see there where it says, speak softly and carry a big stick. This is a knife that is supposedly designed after the knife that Teddy Roosevelt commissioned for the members of the Rough Riders. That's the word behind it. I don't know if it's true or not. I want to find out a little bit of information if that is correct or not. The knife, as you can see, it obviously did not come, the ones that the Rough Riders, that went up San Juan Hill, they would not have had the etch on the blade or anything. And I also know the same knife, or at least the knife that looks extremely like this one, has a saying on it from Patrick Henry, and that was called the Patrick Henry Bowie. Both of these were made by Rough Rider. I think there was actually a third one in the set. They had a certain kind of a scabbard for them that looked kind of like a scabbard for a bayonet as well. But nicely made, but I want to find out more about this as well. I also want to know, from what I understand, it was made by Rough Rider, made in China by Rough Rider, but I don't know 100% sure on that either. I do know it was a product of SMKW. I just don't know if they put it out in the Rough Rider line or not. And I also don't know the pattern number for it or the model number assigned to it. But really a nice knife. I do remember when I read about it before that it is a 448 stainless steel blade, and everything about it says that it is full tang, and you've got a black packawood handle. We know that the original would not have had a black packawood handle if these were indeed the same knife that Teddy Roosevelt commissioned for the original Rough Riders, during the what was that? The Spanish-American War back in 1899, I believe. Anyway, got that knife. Fury boot knife. Be showing that soon, or probably Skip will be showing that one. I bought this one because this, I think, is a pretty good knockoff of what was the Gerber Mark 1. It looks kind of right. Not exactly 100% sure, but it's similar to the Gerber Mark 1, at least in size. And it's got a really nice sheath to it. I believe these were made in China. The knife was definitely made in China. I don't know where the sheath came from, but really well made, decent leather on it. And it's got the same type of closing snap that you have on the boot knives that were made by Gerber. So that's why I grabbed that one. And I got this one for a dirt cheap price. It's like finally one that's going for $10 instead of $30 or something like that, because I wasn't going to spend a lot of money on it. But got that one in, and I like it. It's another boot knife, like I needed another boot knife. And then this knife, came across this one. When I first saw it, I was more excited about it, but then even after looking at it, it's like, okay, those dimensions are really small. Those are not the size of a proper Hirschfanger or what is it? It's the German hunting sword is what it is. It's a short sword for hunting. And as you can see, this is really more of a, what would you call it? More of a decorative piece, or a, yeah, I had to pause for a moment. Ceremonial. That's what I would consider this. More of a little ceremonial dagger that would have been worn or something like that. The person who had it before decided to, for some reason, solder the scalloped shell here to the cross guard, and that really should not have been done. It should have just remained separate, but that's the way they did it. It probably separated a little bit, and they thought that's what they should do. I'm going to try and fix this a little bit, make it look a little bit better. So this is, like I said, more ceremonial, something that could have been worn, to a fancy dinner or something like that, not for actual use in putting a deer out of its misery. But at the same time, the blade is a good 10 inches long, so it would work for that purpose. But this is kind of on the small side. I was looking for something a little larger, and eventually I will get around to getting one to match what I'm looking for. But this was another step in the right direction. Let me show you the one I have that is made in China. This one at least was made in Germany. Let me grab the one that was made in China, and this is obviously just a copy of one that was issued sometime around the 1930s or so. Okay, this is a copy of the one that was used by the Deutscher Schützenverband, which was a German shooting club. And can't show this too closely because somewhere in there's an itty bitty swastika, and I don't even know if I can say the word without YouTube going crazy over it. See the little rifles up on the top. And this was not a military issued knife. This is for a German club, and the club still exists today. The name is slightly different. Obviously, the crest on it is also slightly different, and the club was around even before Nazi Germany. But this is more in line with the size that I want to get a hold of one of these knives. Now, this one was made, like I said, in China. Not a bad replica, but also, as you can see, the blade is a little flexible. I don't know if an original one would have that kind of flex in the blade. Also, it has minimal edge on it. I'm sure the original would have a much sharper edge. Then again, maybe not, especially for this one, because this was one that was also designed more for ceremony than actual use. But this is the size that they were versus this one. You can see quite a bit difference in size. So looking for something like this, but this big. And also at a price that is not going to break the bank. So that's always my problem, is that I want a deal on all of these things. If I wanted one of these in fairly decent shape, I could probably grab one. It would be about $600. I don't want to spend $600 for it. I want to spend $200 for it. And I don't want another replica, because now even this replica is going in the range of like $50, $60. And when I got it, it was like 20, but it's not made anymore. So that's the thing that is enough to drive you nuts, that even replicas, when they go out of, out of stock, or they stop making them or something like that, suddenly people want to spend real money on them. kind of crazy. I don't understand that part. And that's one of the other things that drives me nuts with shopping for a few other things. And well, we'll hold that for the next part of the ramble. Hope you enjoyed this. I will talk to you again in a day or so, but I'll start the next ramble in just a little. Let me take just a second to thank you once again for dropping by and spending a few minutes here at Knife Chats with the Pious. I really do appreciate it, and I do appreciate any comments that you leave. So please remember to give me that thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you'll know when the next episode is up and running. Thanks again for dropping by. Really do appreciate your time here.